Hello, students. Today we are going to start Chapter 3. What is Government? Introduction. Man lives in a society. He is dependent on society to fulfill his needs. A man is living in a society, and society only provides us resources which fulfill our needs. To reconcile various interests of people and to resolve issues, we need an organization. To reconcile various interests means to do the things which are in the favor or interest of the people, in which thing they are interested, what they want from the society, and to resolve their issues. Resolve means to solve their issues. We need an organization. That organization is called government. Means an organization we need who sees the interest of the people and solve the issues of the people. That organization is known as government. It is an important element of the state. No social and economic issues that arise can be left to our personal choice, because social and economic issues, for that we need an organization. So government sees the social and economic issues because this is not our personal choice. We also need discipline and order in the society. There should be proper discipline and order in our society also. So every country needs a government to make decisions and get things done. That everything should be done in law and order in a disciplined manner. Decisions should be taken and things should be done. We need that government. Like if I take an example of your school, you need a monitor in the class to maintain the discipline and order, to report to the class in charge or your grade in charge. The principal look after the academic and administrative affairs of the school. Means the principal of the school, he or she look after the academic and administrative affairs of the school. And that's why, like that only, we need a government to take care of our needs and to resolve our differences, our conflicts, our disputes. What does the government do? What does your government do? The government takes decision like where to build roads, schools and hospitals, how to control the prices of what, fruits and vegetables, or how to control crime. So these decisions are mainly taken by government. During a natural calamity means flood, drought, earthquake, the government provides aid and relief to the affected people. It provides aid also, like it provides food to these areas, rescue also people through these areas, and the affected people sometimes they give money also. It also maintains and controls railway and postal services. Your government also controls the railways and your postal services. Like if there is a theft or a robbery in a house, okay, a thief has come, he has theft something in a house, the victim goes to the police station, okay, he files a complaint over there, the police arrests the culprit, and that culprit is produced in the court where your judge gives the judgment. What I am talking, if there is a theft in a house, the victim reports to police station, police arrests the culprit should be produced in front of the court, and where the judge delivers his judgment. So police stations and courts are also part of government. The government protects the boundaries of the country and maintains a relationship with the countries on the basis of agreements. There is agreement between the two countries what they are going to share. So the government also protects the boundaries of the country, maintains relationship with other countries on the basis of the agreements they sign. Some rules and regulations have been made by government for various purpose. Like the government make laws on behalf of its people. The government is a law making body, it make laws on behalf of its people, for the progress of the people, for the security of the people, for the safety of the people. These laws are being made. It takes certain decision and implements them for the people living in its territory. The people who are living in the territory or in the region, certain decisions are implemented for them. So we are going to discuss how this happens. This happens due to the organs of the government. There are three organs of the government: legislature, executive, and judiciary. Legislature helps to make laws. Legislature helps to make laws. L for legislature, L for laws. It consists of the parliament at national level and legislative assembly at the state level. Parliament at national level and legislative assemblies at state level. Executive. The laws have to be implemented. The laws are made by legislature. Executive means duty is to implement those laws, what is being made by legislature throughout the country. If the law is just on the paper, it just remain on the paper only, no purpose is solved. Those persons who are breaking the laws or violating the laws, we should punish them. We should tell them that be in discipline, otherwise you'll get the punishment. Then judiciary. After legislature and executive, your judiciary comes. It administers the justice according to law. Like if somebody breaks the law, it gives the judgment. The court applies the law and settle disputes and punish the lawbreakers. What happens? Judiciary, all your court comes. Here it applies the law and settle the disputes and punish the lawbreakers who are breaking the laws. They are punished over here. It interprets and apply law. It interprets and apply the law throughout the country. This is the duty of judiciary. Structure of Government of India. Executive, legislature, judiciary. First, your legislature comes, or parliament. It consists of your president, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. So the duty of these three are to make laws and to seek accountability from executive. Accountability means the executive department is responsible for implementing the laws which are made by the legislature. So it sees the laws which are made by President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, it is being implemented or not. This is the duty of president, vice president, cabinet ministers and other ministers to implement the law throughout the country which are being made by legislature. Third is your judiciary. Judiciary consists of all the courts: Supreme Court, High Court, District Court. So these solve the conflict between the executive and legislature. If any conflict happens between legislature and executive, this is being solved by judiciary. Or any other public related matter, any other dispute is being solved by your courts. State level also consists of three things: legislature, executive, judiciary. Legislature consists of Vidhan Parishad and Vidhan Sabha. Vidhan Parishad is Legislative Council. It consists of MLC. What is the full form of MLC? Members of Legislative Council. Each member has 6-year term, and the members of Vidhan Parishad are elected by the members of Legislative Council. Means 1/6 of the total members are chosen by the governor of the state in Vidhan Parishad. In your Vidhan Sabha, it is Legislative Assembly, and here it is also called lower house. MLA directly elect by the people. MLA means member of Legislative Assembly is elected directly by the people, and the term is of 5 years. Vidhan Parishad, MLC, members of legislative councils are elected by members of legislative council. Simple thing, you can do that. Like MLC, members of legislative councils are elected by the members of legislative council. Okay. So what happens when these members are being selected? Their member has 6-year long term. These members means MLC are being chosen by the governor. Vidhan Sabha, member of Legislative Assembly, MLAs elected directly by the people for a term of 5 years. Executive means your governor. Chief Minister and his council of ministers comes in executive. And in judiciary or high court and subordinate court at state level. Because national level is your Supreme Court, state level is your high court. Levels of government. The government works at different level. National level, state level, district level. This we have talked about national level. This we have talked about state level. We are going to talk about the district level, at block level, and finally at panchayat or municipality levels. The real head of government at national level is the Prime Minister. Who is the real head of the government? As you all know, the Prime Minister. Who is the Prime Minister of India? Narendra Modi. And at the state level is the Chief Minister. The Chief Minister of Haryana is Manohar Lal Khattar. The head of a district administration is the district collector or the district magistrate. Means the head of district administration. Means you are living in Karnal. Karnal is a district. So district collector or district magistrate is the head of district administration. He sees all the things which are happening in districts. The BDO means block development officer, looks the administration of a block level. Who? BDO, block development officer. He or she looks the administration at the block level. The various powers of the government are divided and listed in our constitution. So, local self-government we have talked about. It is also of 3 tier. Panchayats are at village level. It is also called Gram Panchayat, where Sarpanch is the head. Block Samiti is the second tier. It is at block level. Panchayat Samiti it is also called. Here Block Development Officer is the head. And next is Zilla Parishad. It is at district level, and here District Magistrate is the head. In urban areas, this we are talking about rural areas. Now in urban areas, your municipal corporations are there in big cities. Municipal committees or municipalities are there in smaller towns. Cantonment boards, port trust, etc. These are also found in the urban areas. 3 lists are there: union list, state list and concurrent list. Union lists are having those subjects which are of national importance. Union list means central list, the subjects which are important for the whole country, like defense for the whole country, banking for the whole country, currency for the whole country, foreign affairs whole country, communication whole country. So these are the union list. Only the central government or the union government can make laws or pass laws in the union list. Next is your state list. Here the subjects are of state importance or local importance. In your state, the police, the trade, the commerce, the agriculture and irrigation is seen, and state government only make laws under the state list. Next is your concurrent list. Both the union and state list, whatever the common subjects are there in union and state lists, that comes in concurrent list, like education, forest, trade, union, marriage, adoption, succession. All these are the subjects of concurrent list. Succession means any property related matter. If a father died, then the property is shifted to his sons or his daughters. Both the central government and state government can make laws in the concurrent list. Types of government. In democracy, it is the people who elect their representatives. We elect our representatives, like we have elected Modi ji on our behalf. He is going to run the country. We have elected him by voting. So a democratic form of government is always responsible to the people. What is the meaning of responsible? He is accountable to the people. Accountable means he has to give the answer to the people why he has taken decision, such decision. Means if any decision is taken by the government, then he is answerable. The Prime Minister is answerable to the people. The government is answerable to the people. Abraham Lincoln was American president during 1861 to 1865. He was a great champion of democracy. He defined democracy. This is definition of democracy. Democracy as a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. A government which is of the people, which is by the people and for the people. So democratic government always function for the welfare of the society and progress of its people. Means always the democratic government works for the welfare and progress of its people. And it is accountable to the people. Accountable means it is answerable to the people that why such decision is being taken. India, USA, UK are democracies. In this system, everybody is treated equally. Now, monarchy is a hereditary system. What is the meaning of the word hereditary system? Like throne passes from one member of ruling family to another member of the same family. Like if the king was there, his son will become next person who will be handed over the throne. So monarchy is a hereditary system where the throne passes from one member of ruling family to another member of the same family. A king or queen is called monarch. All the power of the government are concentrated in the hands of king. Only in the hands of one person all the power comes. The king and queen is the fountainhead of legislature, executive, and judicial powers. What is the meaning of fountainhead? Main head. The king and queen is the main head of all the legislative, executive, and judicial powers. And he is responsible to nobody for his actions and decisions. The king and queen is not answerable to anybody. They are not going to answer anyone for decisions and actions. But democracy gives answer. King has a small council of ministers as heads of various departments of the government. This body gives him advice and suggestion. Council of ministers are there, and this body gives them advice and suggestion sometimes. But the final decision is taken by the king only. United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia have monarchical form of government. And Bahadur Shah Zafar was the last monarch of India. Who was the last monarch of India? Bahadur Shah Zafar. Dictatorship or authoritarian is a form of government where all the powers are concentrated, where all your powers are concentrated in the hands of a particular individual. All the power in the hand of one person is called dictator. Usually symbolic or fascial elections. What is the meaning of fascial? Just for the name election is being done. Okay? Just for the name means outcome is determined before voting only. If a one person is there only, then he is going to win only elections. So it is a fascial elections means outcome is determined before voting only, because dictator is there or every power is there in one hands only. There is monopoly of a single party. Only single party means stood up for the election. If a single party stood up for the election, he or she is going to win. That party only going to win. Hitler and Mussolini were powerful dictators of Germany and Italy respectively. Hitler was of Germany, Mussolini was of Italy. The long reigning means ruling, means for a very long period they rule. Libya, the leader of Libya, Muammar Gaddafi, was disposed and killed by the people recently. Deposed means removed forcefully, because Muammar Gaddafi means for a very long period he ruled over Libya and he was deposed. Deposed means forcefully removed and killed by the people recently. In another significant event, the long-serving president of Egypt, Hosni Mubarak, he was also deposed and exiled recently. Myanmar, which was ruled by a military dictator, is heading on the path of democracy. Now Myanmar is coming on the path of democracy. Saddam Hussein, very famous person, he was dictator of Iraq. He was the head of Baath party. His party name was Baath. Like here in India, we are having BJP, Congress. His party name was Baath party, which monopolized power. Only all the power were in the hands of Saddam Hussein. These are the photographs of the famous dictators: Adolf Hitler, most powerful dictator, Gaddafi, Hosni Mubarak. Democratic government. India is a great democracy. This was achieved after a long and painful struggle against the Britishers. When we got freedom in August 15, 1947. India Constitution when it came into effect on 26 January 1950. People in other countries, like if I talk about Asia and Africa, they have also struggled for the democracies. The main feature of democracy is that people elect their representative for a fixed period of time. Like we have elected who? In Haryana, we have elected Manohar Lal Khattar for Haryana. Okay? Like if I talk about India Prime Minister, we have what? We have only elected Narendra Modi ji for what? Fixed period of time. Okay? For 5 years. So that is in democracy. Our representatives are elected by ourselves. So the main feature of democracy is that people elect their representatives for a fixed period of time. These representatives make laws. They govern the people. So democracy is called the government by the people, of the people, and for the people. So word democracy is derived from a Greek word which means word demos. Demos means people. And word kresi means rule. So people's rule of the people. So democracy means rule of the people. Democratic government at present are called representative democracies. In India also representative democracy is there. We elect our representative. People do not participate directly in the process of governance, but we elect the people through elections. By voting for them, we select our representative. In our country, elections to the parliament and state assemblies are held every 5 years. It is assemblies. The in our country, elections to the parliament and state assemblies are held every 5 years, and each and every citizens of India who has attained the age of 18 years and above has right to vote in elections. If your age is 18 years or above, you are eligible to vote. This is known as universal adult franchise. One mark question: what is universal adult franchise? If a person ages 18 year or above, he or she is having right to vote. By adult franchise, we mean that every adult citizen, male or female, we don't know their caste, creed, color, race, region, property, education qualification, their religion, their profession. Means irrespective. We don't see such things. We don't see their caste, we don't see their creed, color, race, region, property, education qualification, religion, profession. These things we don't see. Adult franchise means to every adult citizen, either male or female, is entitled to vote in the election. The idea underlining this principle is that sovereignty lies with the people as a whole. Means no foreign control is there in our country. We are sovereign people. It is important to know that during British rule, only a limited number of people were allowed to vote. Means when British were ruling India, only few people were having voting rights. They usually belong to higher stratas of the society, means higher section of the society, means they are very rich, or several leaders, freedom fighters were against this unfair practices. Earlier only richer people, means higher stratas of society, only richer people were having right to vote. Several leaders and freedom fighters, they fought against this. Gandhiji, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, they demanded that all the adults should have right to vote. Okay, all the adults should have right to vote. When the constitution was being drafted, they took special care that all the people of India, all the adults whose age is above 18 years, they are giving voting rights. In the journal, a journal is being written, Young India. Gandhiji had written in this journal in 1931 against the practice of giving right to vote to only propertied and educated people. Earlier, right to vote were giving to those persons who are having their own property and educated people. Gandhiji considered this as inhumane. Inhumane means that this is not a practice that every human being should follow. This is inhumane and unjust practice. This is partiality with each and every person, because he demanded that every adult of the country should be having voting right. A minority of people could not be allowed to majority, who were peasants and laborers. Minority means less number of people couldn't be allowed to the majority, because majority more of the people were of peasants, either they were farmers or the laborers. So only richer section of the society were not allowed, means they should not given the voting rights to elect the what leader of the country. The majority people who are in majority, peasants and laborers, they were also given chance to elect the representative of the country. So people in Britain and the USA have to wage a long and powerful struggle to get the universal adult franchise. In these countries also, voting rights were not given to each adult. In 1848, a movement called suffrage movement began in USA demanding voting rights for women. Earlier, women were not having voting rights. They went on hunger strike to press for their demand. Like women said that we'll go on hunger strike if you will not give us voting rights. Women got the right to vote in New Zealand also in 1893, in Australia in 1902, in USA in 1920, and in UK in 1928. You know, France gave women the right to vote in 1945. In Switzerland, where the direct democracy is practiced, there the women's suffrage was introduced in 1971. First general elections held in India were in 1952. These were based on universal adult franchise. In 1952, it was based. Non-whites were not allowed to vote in South Africa. You know, not discriminations were there. So every country has struggled a lot. Even today in many countries, only people who own property and are educated are allowed to vote. Women and downtrodden people all over the world had a wage long and powerful struggle to get the right to vote. Women's struggle to get voting right gained momentums. Women also started that we also want voting rights. So during the after the means they gain momentum, After the First World War ended, during the war, most of the adults and able bodied men went to battlefronts. Means the persons who were adults and able bodied men, they went for the battle. They went to fight the First World War. So women came out of their houses and started working in factories and other places. They began organizing and managing different kinds of works. Means they were working instead of men's, because men went on the First World War to fight against the countries. So many stereotypes about women were demolished. What is stereotype? Fixed belief about a particular class of people, means fixed belief of the people. So stereotypes about women were demolished at that time. When women came out of their houses, they started working, they started organizing and managing things. Many suffragettes were imprisoned when their demand for right to vote became militant. Many suffragettes who were fighting for suffrage movement, they went to jail. Imprison means they went to jail because they were demanding right to vote. It became militant. They were forcibly fed in the prisons. Forcibly, they were sent into the prisons. They united, organized a great campaign. They went on strikes. They organized rallies. This is called women's suffrage movement. There have been movements in several countries demanding rights to vote for all. But in India, it is given any person whose age is 18 years or above, he or she is having right to vote. Thank you and have a nice day.